This is the road to 50, my weight loss journey of losing 50 pounds by mountain biking everywhere. I am sporting the new Ozark Trail FS.2 Slalom. Tire pressure is good. This is actually the first time I will be taking this bike out on a test ride. It is a full suspension mountain bike, but tonight I'll just be taking it around the block. Next time I will actually be riding on the mountain itself, and you guys will get quite the journey then. Let's go. All right, this is full suspension. I have not even adjusted the suspension. We will get this bike tuned up and everything soon. What's up, guys? Actually, there's a nice little Catholic church over here that I love to go to. It's a cool little spot off the curb. Oh, that handled it like nothing. That full suspension, you don't even feel the bounce. And that's why they say, some people say, full suspension is boring because it absorbs too much impact. And if you're a newer rider, you might not learn the proper way to ride. If you don't learn like what angles to head into turns and stuff like that. But here we go. Boom. I don't even feel it. Yeah, baby. Let's see if this thing really gets bouncing. Yep, that back suspension really be bouncing. Also the front too. I could probably stiffen up the front a bit. You'll see when we go on the mountain trail tomorrow, we will have a headlight and a bike light at that time. Nice. Ooh, these brakes are so much better than the Ozark Trail Ridge M2. Let me check this footage real quick. See how the sound is. All right, perfect. I just wanted to make sure auto wind reduction was on, and it is. And I angled my light a little differently, so I think it'll make it a little better for y'all to see. I am riding in the hardest gear right now just to make it harder to pedal. We do have wind noise reduction off or on, and I must have took a wrong turn here. Oh, these are the stock pedals. I didn't even put new pedals on this thing yet, but I will. I ordered some $20 pedals, which I'll leave a link below in the description too, because out of all the $20 pedals, those pedals have the longest pegs that grip into your shoes, which is what you want when you're climbing mountains like we're gonna be doing tomorrow. Oh, I hear that suspension going. Now this drivetrain is much better than the Ozark Trail Ridge drivetrain, and you could hear it when I stop pedaling. You could hear the amount of clicks where it's like, the more clicks, the better the drivetrain. It just means there's more teeth to be gripping the chain, giving you better response per pedal. All right, there's a nice Mormon church here, and then we will make our way to the Catholic Badlands. I can definitely hear the scrunching of the springs. Front tire has a quick release lever, back tire does not. Let's see, you can see right there's the Mormon church. That's why I would probably like to fix the camera to a head mount so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. Otherwise, you can only see where my chest points, which means my whole body has to sort of turn like this. Yeah, that full suspension, it just eats it. Fantastic brakes for a stock $400 mountain bike. One of the ways you could test suspension, you drop it like this, and it won't bounce very high. Same with this. Bounces a little more, which I could probably play around with this suspension a bit, but the back bounces a little bit more. The front doesn't bounce at all. And that lets you know that there's a lot of absorption taking place of energy up front. All right, let's go to the Catholic church. And there are a couple hills around the Catholic church, and then maybe we could go to the mall right after. Should be able to hop this curb, no problemo. Yeah, barely. I didn't even need to lift the bike really, it just hops right over. So again, I will leave a link below to this bike, which is on sale right now, the Ozark Trail FS.2 Slalom, which is a fantastic beginner mountain bike, which is not only capable of handling street riding, but also intermediate to semi-difficult trails, all stock. Now, will I like this bike better than my Ozark Trail Ridge, which is a hardtail, front suspension only? That's what that means. I don't know. This bike is about 4 pounds, almost 5 pounds heavier than the Ridge. And when you're climbing up mountains, that makes a big difference. But there is a stock, better drivetrain on here. It's got 9 gears, just like the Ridge does, but it's got a better drivetrain and better brakes. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go off-roading a little bit here. There we go. Go across the Catholic parking lot here into the great unknown. Let's practice some upshifting to easier gears. That's nice. A little downhill action, uphill action, back downhill. Got some mud there. I didn't know if that was water I was gonna go splashing through. Let's go up this curb real quick. Perfect. This thing is ready for the mountain. I do love the beauty and ambiance of the Catholic monasteries. There's just something ancient and unique about them. Which is pretty cool. All right, let's go off-roading a bit back here. And then we will head to the mall. Now, what makes me nervous about back here a little bit is it is known to have some thorns and stuff. But when mountain biking, that's something you just gotta get used to. So I'm currently training myself now to learn to change tires, work on my own bike. Otherwise, you're gonna spend a fortune or just be stuck on a trail, like out in the middle of nowhere. Here we go. Just a little downhill. Woo! Yeah, baby. All right, got some loose gravel, got to pedal. Loose gravel, downshift, upshift, whatever that's called. Yeah, we made it. All right, let's go to the mall. I don't like crossing this street during the day because it's really crowded around this area. But at night, should be okay. And we do have the stop sign. So, who needs a stop sign when you got a mountain bike? Boom. Boom, baby. Boom. That's what I love about a mountain bike. So, when I started this weight loss journey, I was beginning to ride on the street, which I'm perfectly fine with street rides. But man, there's something about being out in nature at night by yourself, just thinking about survival, you and the mountain. It's amazing. I think the mall has a couple hills we might be able to ride. Let's take a little bumpsies there. Full suspension handles it, no problemo. And I am filming this on the brand new Insta360 Go Ultra, which I'll also leave in a link below. We good. Here's the bridge. I always like riding over bridges. You can kind of see some cars coming. So see, this is what I mean. If I want to show you guys something, I have to completely turn my body, which it would be nice to just turn my head and then you guys would see what I'm seeing. But with this setup on my chest, I can't do it that way. All right, let's stop real quick. But once these guys go, we should be good to go here. All right, let's go. Off-roading, baby. Yeah, man, you gotta love mountain bikes. You know, as you get older, you just crave and long for some physical freedom from bills, life, drama, all that. And mountain biking has surely given me an outlet to do that. This is a 1x drivetrain, so you can't see it down there, but it's only got 1 front gear and then 9 back gears. Let's see, where are there? There are a couple hills back here. Let me take you by the bike shop that I started making friends at, because it's always, especially as a new person, you definitely want to befriend experts in the field that you're going into. So right here, this specialized store at Santan Mall, it's got great friendly staff, and we actually breed reptiles for a living, and they're like, hey, next time bring a reptile in. So yeah, we'll bring in a reptile next time for them to kind of take a look at. Probably our 7-foot boa snake. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's ride through here real quick. And see, that's the beauty of a mountain bike, is you could be like, you know what? I want to go off this curb. Let's go off the curb. You know what? I want to go up this curb. Let's go up the curb. You know what? I want to ride through town when it's empty. Let's ride through town when it's empty. You could do whatever you want. The world is your oyster. Ooh, this restaurant smells real good. I'm trying to lower my voice so people don't think I'm crazy talking to myself. What's on the other side of this? Actually, yeah, so we could go on the other side of this and take the long way home. So the way that I got into biking, actually, I got a bike off Craigslist that was literally 3 sizes too big. It was an extra large, and I am 5'8" to 5'9", so I need a medium frame bike, which, if you don't know about frames, just look up your height and you could get the approximate frame size that you should be using. Let's hop this real quick. And I am a medium, but I didn't know that being brand new, and I wound up getting a extra large, which is basically like 3 sizes too big for me. So you want to go off the beaten path? You go off the beaten path. You do what you want with a mountain bike. Be prepared to fix tires, but you do what you want with a mountain bike. Actually, come to think of it, I did not bring any tire fixers. Gotta be careful, that guy might not see me there. All right, so this is a nice little ride I've been doing. About an hour around my house before I started hitting the mountain. Now, I just go to the mountain. But tonight, I didn't have time to go to the mountain, so I was like, you know what? Let's just hit the streets tonight. Let's test out this camera, and it'll be a good opportunity for me to learn how to use this camera best, so I can use it on the mountain tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, I should be free tomorrow night to go to the mountain. I love the sound of the bike chain when you're not pedaling. It's so therapeutic. Stand up. Yeah, that front suspension is way loose, so it's bouncing like crazy. But also, I think if you stiffen, like if you just use your legs and not your arms, it won't bounce as much. So that is something to consider. If I wind up keeping this bike instead of the Ozark Ridge M2, I will have it tuned, make sure there's no little problems that I am not foreseeing. I'll also make sure it's well maintained, oiled, cleaned, greased up, all that stuff. But also, when my cousin found out that I'm getting into biking, he offered to give me his $3,000 2016 stump jumper, specialized stump jumper, FSR 650B or something like that. It's like a crazy good professional full suspension bike, and I believe it is like 5 pounds lighter than the Ridge. So I think it's around 30 pounds, I want to say, maybe 32, 33, something like that. But this full suspension bike I'm on right now, the Ozark Slalom FS.2, is 39 pounds, which I definitely feel those extra 4 pounds. You would think, 4 pounds, how big of a difference could 4 pounds make? Apparently it makes a pretty big difference, and we will find out for sure tomorrow on the mountain. But I already found out with my Ozark Ridge 2 that as it is, I don't think I'll be able to go up the hard trails. Down, yes, maybe, but up, probably not. And the reason for that is the gear set is not that great, and it's extremely difficult to pedal up the steepness of those hard trails on the mountain. So if you get into mountain biking, download an app called Trail Forks, Forks, and it will show you local mountains in your area. It will also then give you the trail difficulties. So similar to skiing, green is beginner, blue is intermediate, red is hard, and then it gets into black diamond and then double black diamond. Now, all that being said, yeah, baby. All that being said, let's really go off the beaten path here, huh? Hold on, let's change gears. Oh, I couldn't maintain the momentum. Hold on. Let's retry that angle. So, that being said, what was I gonna say? Okay, that should be fine. Oop, got a golf ball. We're at Top Golf here. Let's just go up right here. There we go. Oh, a bunch of people be hitting these balls out. There we go. Now we are in the easiest gear, which, by the way, you have to pedal and shift at the same time. If you want the gears to change, when you're going downhill, you'll switch it to harder gears. But since we're going right back uphill, let's just leave it and bam. Let's check for tire pressure and flats. I feel like we're okay. I don't hear anything. So I feel like we're all right. But also, once these inner tubes pop, because they will eventually, sooner or later, I'm gonna replace them with the type of inner tubes that you can use leak-proof slime in. So you put slime inside of the inner tubes, the ones that are capable of it, and if you were to get a small hole, it will just patch the hole. The next step beyond that would be something called tubeless tires, which does not use air tubes at all and just uses air, a special tire, and a bunch of slime to patch any holes. Now, when I got my road bike that was 2 sizes too big for me, a road bike is those bikes that are meant for only the road with thin tires, I was riding in this area here and I would have to stop. All right, so the camera portion that sticks to this nice pendant you can't see under here. That died. I was just gonna take you on this awesome park over there where there's like a gigantic 100-foot drop. So we will have to reserve that for next time. But also in the meantime, I need to figure out, why did this camera die? I thought it had plenty of time left. But that is some of the complaints I've seen with this small camera, is the battery life is not that long for the small camera itself. So anyway, I will test this out, and if I feel like a GoPro might be better for my needs, then I'll do a GoPro. But for now, thank you for joining on my very first mountain biking video during this series, which I call Road to 50, which is my goal of losing 50 pounds. I started this journey a week and a half or so ago, around 250 pounds. Now, if I had to guess, I might be 245. I'm not sure. I don't even have a scale at my house anymore. I'm trying not to worry about the scale and just go with like feeling healthy. But I can tell you this, I was not able to bend down and tie my shoes when I first started this journey, and now I am able to. So it works if you work it. Find something you like that motivates you, that you're passionate about, that you will push yourself in to lose those extra pounds. So thank you very much. I'll see you next time. And until then, peace and love.